In the previous video, we looked at U.S. involvement in the latter part of World War I in Europe. In this video, we're going to look at how World War I transformed the United States on the home front, leading to key events and legislation that will shape the United States during this tumultuous time. Let's get started. As the conflict raged in Europe, the United States found itself drawn into the fray. With the outbreak of war in 1914, the United States initially remained neutral, but as the situation escalated, it became increasingly difficult to stay on the sidelines. In 1917, spurred by German aggression and the infamous Zimmermann telegram, the United States declared war on Germany. This decision marked the beginning of a transformative period for the nation. One of the earliest measures taken was the passage of the Selective Service Act. Enacted in 1917, this legislation authorized the conscription of millions of young men into military service. The implementation of the draft ensured that the United States could rapidly expand its armed forces to meet the demands of the war. But the war effort also brought about a crackdown on dissent and perceived threats to national security. The Espionage Act of 1917 was passed, aimed at punishing individuals who interfered with military operations or aided the enemy. Under this act, the government prosecuted anyone suspected of anti-war activities or spreading seditious propaganda. The following year, in 1918, the Sedition Act further restricted freedom of speech. This legislation made it illegal to criticize the government, the military, or any part of the war effort. Dissenters faced hefty fines and imprisonment, leading to a climate of fear and censorship across the country. Among those targeted by these laws was Eugene Debs, a prominent socialist and labor leader. Debs spoke out against the war, arguing that it served the interest of the ruling elite at the expense of working-class Americans. In 1918, he was convicted under the Espionage Act for his anti-war speeches and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. The constitutionality of these wartime measures was challenged in the landmark Supreme Court case Schenck v. the United States. In a unanimous decision, the court upheld the convictions of individuals who had distributed anti-draft leaflets, establishing the clear and present danger test for limiting free speech during times of war. Amidst the government's efforts to maintain morale and support for the war, the Committee on Public Information, CPI, was established. Headed by journalist George Krill, the CPI orchestrated a massive propaganda campaign to shape public opinion and to generate support for the war cause. As U.S. mobilization began, millions of Americans stepped up to fill the void left by those who had gone off to fight in Europe. Factories hummed with activity as men and women joined the workforce, producing munitions, vehicles, and supplies for the war effort. Women in particular played a crucial role, taking on jobs traditionally held by men and proving their capabilities on the assembly lines and in the fields. The impact of World War I on the home front was profound, shaping American society in ways that would endure a long time after the guns fell silent. From expansion of government powers to the redefinition of civil liberties, the war left an indelible mark on the nation. As we reflect on World War I think it's important that we honor and remember the sacrifices made and the lessons learned. That's all the time we have for today. If you liked the video, click below. Also, subscribe to our channel. And if you know someone who would benefit from this video, someone who is getting ready to take their end-of-year test, please share this with them so that we can help as many people as we possibly can. We'll see you next time.